go. Go Sports Radio. Carver and Cuthbert here with you at Borrelli's Taproom in Long Beach. On the island. Getting ready for tonight. Knicks Spurs Game 4 at the Garden. After the Spurs get one back the other night. Try to even the series of 2. Knicks try to take a 3-1 lead this evening. We got Coach James Young coming up in about 10 minutes from now. Talk with him about Game 4 this evening. Got some other things. Yankees looking for the sweep in Cleveland today against the Guardians. Man, the Yankees win a series against a team over 500. It can happen, even without Aaron Judge. It can happen. Mets lose last night to the Cardinals. Not the best effort from them. Game 4 last night in Vegas. 2-2 now as the Stanley Cup Final heads back to Carolina. Really just wild, incredible series so far between those two. So we have that. And I know maybe not as high on Paulie's pecking order, but it is on mine. World Cup starts tomorrow.
Oh,
So
boy.
get excited. World Cup starts tomorrow. Mexico against South Africa at 3 o'clock East. I know
nail
you'll
biter on tap
be
tomorrow.
ready to go from the Azteca
0-0
tomorrow
tie.
afternoon. So
It'll be
don't
a
you
0-0
worry.
tie.
It is a doors open Wednesday as well down here, although we're no longer between two ferns. We're between two tables.
Between two tables.
Which
We
is
like to
okay.
mix it up down
So
here.
we got to mix up. Well, they're getting ready because obviously it's going to be just a scene in here tonight for the Knicks and the Spurs Game 4. So they got to have everything all lined up and ready to go. Mike Carver along with Paul Cuthbert here on a Wednesday. Hi, Paul. How are you?
Happy Wednesday, Michael. Good to see you, pal. Yep. Fun times in the sports world. Got to tell you. Yeah, I'm not really excited about
How are you not excited
World
about
Cup.
the World Cup? Is it just because is it the Knicks being on? Is it what is it? What
it doesn't matter. It's
it
just-
wouldn't
it's
matter
just the
who it
World
was.
Cup.
It's just you don't. How can you not get in? It's the world's game.
And you know me, I'm a huge European soccer, Manchester United fan. You know, I follow the sport, but I don't know. Call me up with about 5 minutes left in the final, and I'll let you know if I'm watching the game.
That would probably be. Yeah, come on. You not even the United States games you can't get into. Friday night against Paraguay at 9 o'clock East. We can't get you in on that.
You know, we briefly talked about this last week. I couldn't name the manager, the assistant coaches,
Of
one
the United
player.
States team.
I don't even know what their sweaters look like this year. I have no idea. I'm sure it's got the American
I
flag
don't love
on
the
it.
kit this year. I think they could have had a better kit.
Look, man,
But
you know,
it's
we're
all
not all fans of everything that's put out there. And the
That's
World
very
Cup,
true. That's
know?
okay. It's all right. I mean, they got the College World Series this weekend. You're probably not in on that either. West Virginia plus 750.
No, that I'll watch.
The baseball, you'll watch the
I
college
love that.
baseball?
College baseball's
Get in on
good.
that?
I love the college women's softball. Fantastic.
Oh, that was really fun.
Yeah.
That was great. Well, me and Olivia watched
That's
a bunch
action.
of those games.
It's just intense. It's you know.
It's nonstop.
World Cup is I kick the ball to you, don't kick it past the half field, and then we'll go to ties,
Right.
and then eventually shootouts.
Yeah.
And you know, like the way the World Cup ended last time in penalty kicks.
That was a hell of a game. I know it ended in penalty kicks and they have to find a way to end it, but that Argentina-France game was incredible at the end
Like
of the
I
last
said,
World Cup.
Call me up for the final.
All right, fine. So we can't get you in on anything else, but I'll be.
Look,
involved.
I will be a trooper. I will watch along with you.
I'm
Look,
ready. I told you, I'm
Borrelli's going to have watch
coming
party
down
here.
here for the game. One of these games.
Friday night, 9 o'clock, USA versus Paraguay, an epic clash between two titans of soccer.
Two titans of two titans of it. That's a must 3 points for the United States on Friday night against Paraguay at home in Los Angeles as they will kick off their World Cup in that aspect. All right, let's talk about. Go ahead.
No,
What
no.
was that? You got a swing in. What was that?
Spencer, we don't need Judge. Spencer, look at him knocking the ball out
Spencer,
of the park
about
last
time the
night.
guy finally hit a homer. Jeez. I mean, it took long enough.
We get to watch
Enough
Anthony
at bats we
Volpe
give the
every
guy
day.
before he finally
Anthony
hit him.
Volpe every day. How it can't get any more exciting than that.
He stinks.
He does.
And you know what? And they used to be the excuse, well, he plays good defense. Oh, yeah? He does?
Well, comedy
And
there. I see
they
what you're
they love pumping him up. Because, you know, Boone now, I guess he goes on with the John Boy guys every week. That's Boone's, you know, used to be the manager, go on like WFAN. Now he goes on with the John Boy guys.
Yes.
That's where he does his interviews. And just defending. Well, you know, he's hit some balls really hard. You know, he's hit some balls hard and he's playing plus defense. Plus defense. Guy let a ball go by him last night. Plus defense was bad.
It's kind of cultish. The whole thing. I can't figure it out.
I can't. But we're gonna get there.
We'll get there.
We got to start today with the Knicks. We'll have Coach in a couple minutes.
Nice, Coach Young back in the house.
But honestly, Paulie, here's the first thing to say. I'm gonna bring this up with Coach, and I feel like we need to start here. I know everyone is upset over the other night because it's hard. Your team doesn't lose a game for 2 months, and I can understand you'd never want them to lose a game again. But I think you have to just understand you can lose games. Yes. It can happen. Mm-hmm. Your team can not play their best sometimes. And the Knicks didn't play their best the other night. And that's why they lost. And as much as everyone wants to bitch and moan and cry and complain, oh, well, they shot this many free throws. And Wembanyama threw Brunson on the floor. And blah, blah. They turned the ball over. They didn't shoot well. They didn't make smart decisions. They played their worst game in 2 months. They lost the game.
And they're human, and they look kind of tired.
That's what it is. They look tired. And that also is probably part of it as well. So,
and I don't know if anybody else who was in a Knicks sweater, who was not in a Knicks sweater, how you could sleep the night before and know you were going to play Game 3 in Madison Square Garden for finals too. I mean, it all plays in,
It's a lot, and it was an incredible scene there at the beginning of the game and during it. But you look at this series so far, Spurs have had double-digit leads in all 3 games. Spurs have had leads in the fourth quarter in all 3 games.
Spurs have had every time.
And so to act like before the other night, the Knicks were beating them pillar to post in this series. That's not what's been happening. The Knicks have played well, but the other teams too. This is the NBA Finals. And to make it all, I hate when people make it all about the officials. Are the refs bad sometimes? Yes, the refs are bad sometimes. The NBA especially, are there times when they're refs, people bring up the games are fixed. The games aren't fixed. Does it look very shady sometimes? Of course it does. But that's not why they lost the game. No, everybody got to let that
free
go.
Throw line, terrible shooting.
Got to let
turnovers.
It go. God.
They had a bad game.
Precisely. They had a bad
game. They're up 2-1 in the series.
And they're allowed to do that. I'd be more concerned about the way that they turned the ball over as much as they did the other night. And I didn't realize this, and we were pumping Cat up, obviously, last week before the series started, and I thought he was a good long shot for a Finals MVP, and he's right there still to get it. He hasn't scored a point in the fourth quarter in these 3 games. Not one. In 3 games, he hasn't scored a point in the fourth quarter.
He has tried.
He has
definitely tried. He's
given it the good try from time to time. But it hasn't quite gotten there for him. This is going to be a tough challenge to finish this thing on. Getting these next 2 wins is not going to be easy. And I think tonight, obviously, we're not rewriting, we're not inventing the wheel here tonight. This is a major game tonight because 3-1 and 2-2. I don't got to tell you, it's a massive difference, Paulie. Being up 3-1, still with another home game in the series potentially. You want that 2-2 going back to San Antonio with the way that this series started. I would then start to get a little nervous if I were a Knicks fan about the prospects of that going forward, Paulie. I would. So I think tonight is obviously this not splitting the atom. Critical game for this evening at the Garden. Critical.
Yeah. I think, like I said, I don't think any of us, most of us, didn't think the series was going to be a short series in any way. I think it's playing out right now as it could be, obviously outside of the Knicks going in there winning the first 2. But let's give the Spurs a little credit here. They are a good team. They're not I don't think they're, if the Knicks just kind of bear down here like they have in the past. I think just, the Game 3 was, sometimes you can sense a team, you could just feel it. They just weren't really in a rhythm the whole game. And again, there's more pressure here now on the Knicks than there is on the Spurs, especially going into tonight's game too. Spurs playing house money. I think they're going to be loose, they're going to be relaxed. It's at the Garden again. Pressure's on the Knicks. Just the whole winning a championship, all that stuff.
Right.
It's all on top of them here. So I think if Brown can find a way to keep these guys kind of loose tonight and just play smart basketball and as mistake-free as you possibly can, the Knicks, I think they are the better team. They're They've got the tools around. I think they just were out of sync. You know what? They won 13 in a row. We're just not used to them losing. It's tough to lose that game. Your first loss is in the finals when you could have put the hammer and the nail into the coffin, whatever, 3-0. But I'm not worried. I just think if anything, to take anything away from that game the other night is the way Johnson changed his game plan with the team. They did mix things up a little bit. They played better defensively, and the Spurs played a little less mistake-free basketball, and they sunk their shots. They played well against the board, and that's it. And the Knicks were just off. They looked tired.
I agree.
They weren't out of their rhythm, and I think they just shake it off.
Shake it up.
Get back into the driver's seat tonight and win the game, and it should be pretty good from there. And even if they lose tonight, Mike, I'm still not worried about it.
That's a little bit of a different conversation.
Lose game 5.
I'd be a little worried
Lose game
if they
5.
lost tonight.
Lose game 5.
I'd be a little worried if they lost tonight.
I don't know. It depends on how they lose.
Okay. I guess we can look at it from that aspect.
Didn't you call 7 games?
I said 7. Yeah, I did. But sometimes your expectations have to change with how things go. When I said 7, I didn't think that they were going to go win the first 2 games in San Antonio. I really didn't think that would happen. So part of it was your road can change with these things. So I kind of bumped it down to 6. I still think 6. I think the Knicks win tonight. I think San Antonio wins game 5. And I think the Knicks win game 6 at home. Although this has been a road series so far. We're 3 games in, and the road team has been the one that's gotten it done in all 3 games.
Yeah, the other thing, too, is, Brunson obviously hasn't been putting up the points that everybody would like him to put up. They got to figure a way to get him more into the game. I just think a lot of the shot selection in game 3 was really poor across the board. Again, a close game. But I don't know. I'm not feeling any real panic.
Yeah, panic isn't quite the word that I would use yet. We'll see how it moves going forward. Carver and Cuthbert here, Go Sports Radio from Borrelli's Taproom in Long Beach on the island. And look who it is before game 4. Our man, Coach James Young. Make sure you check out the Coach's Edge with JY. Great show that he does. Coach, great to see you, man. You pumped up? Game 4 tonight at the Garden, Coach?
Oh, Coach, I think you're muted.
Coach with the mute. You can't have it. Can't have it. We'll get Coach figured out. We'll get Coach going. Got him all pumped up, too. Pumped up. Jeez. All right, boy.
All right.
Well,
he looks good.
He does look good. Coach always looked good. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. Coach always looked good. There's nothing wrong there. Try him again, Paulie. Get Coach.
Here we go.
Yes,
yeah,
Coach.
we hear you now,
Coach.
But now we don't have your video.
Oh my goodness, this is it. What is going on here, Carver? Guys, what is going on here? Coach Young is struggling.
It's because everybody's pumped up, Coach.
It's the refs' fault, Coach.
We're gonna blame
the refs.
NBA, Silver. Everybody went to Coach's compound and made sure to screw with his setup before he came on because they know Coach probably got to kill the league. Gonna kill the refs. Coach gonna come in and gonna smash everybody, and that's why. All right, Coach, I'll start this over. You pumped up for game 4 or what?
If you're not a Knicks fan and you're not pumped up for tonight, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, listen, there's a lot of different ways, guys, you can really look at this, and you can look at the refereeing and stuff like that. Guys, let's be honest. The Knicks played awful. They played the worst game in over a month and a half, and they got caught. A lot of sloppy, stupid turnovers. Committing too many fouls, and yeah, you played from behind early on. You got off to a terrible start. You worked your way back in the second quarter, and to be up 7 in the beginning at halftime and immediately dwindle the lead right away. The Knicks kind of panicked a little bit. I think maybe the stage got a little bit too big for them. A lot of costly mistakes, and I thought that there were some things, namely the captain could have done better in regards to his play and getting a little bit too ball-centric at times during the game.
Yeah, I thought that too, Coach. And you seemed like Brunson was going back to some of the stuff from earlier this year. And I think that, you go back to the last game they lost before the other night. The game 3 against Atlanta when they got down 2-1. It's the last game they lost. What changed after that game, Coach? Ran more stuff through Cat. Wasn't as much Brunson ISO. And look at the run that they went on after that. So maybe looking at some of that film for the last 2 days, Mike Brown and the crew are going to be like, hey, Jalen, do you notice what worked for us the last 2 months? We need to go back to that. But as far as the officials go, Coach, and you said it perfectly, me and Paulie just said it, a lot of people get mad. They think that the fix is always in. They think that the NBA is out to extend series. They think the NBA is out. And were some of those non-calls bad? Yeah, look, I mean, Wemby threw Brunson on the ground. I mean, there was some tough stuff there, but it was more the Knicks weren't playing well. I hate blaming the officials, Coach.
I think that's the takeaway that some people have outside of New York is you just refuse to give credit. But if you look at guys like Stephon Castle, he gave the Knicks very little credit when the Knicks went up 2-0, saying that we just didn't play well. So, yeah, I think the Knicks, I'm going to say this. Mike Brown is a very smart man.
Mm-hmm.
He knew exactly what he was doing. One thing he did is he took the deflection off of his players and he put it onto the officials, right? Yeah. But at the same time, Phil Jackson was great at this after a Bulls loss when he put the referees on notice. He also is looking for that advantage in regards to a favorable whistle. So key thing to watch out for tonight is how the game is going to be officiated. Because it has been a physical series by both sides. So listen, Wemby should have been a flagrant. There's no way around it. I don't think it was a flagrant 2. It wasn't like a full wind up in a punch, but it was flagrant because it went towards went towards the head. The Stephon Castle literally, and I've had this argument with people on social media.
I see you fight about this.
Running through Jalen Brunson. I want to say something to this. If you are sitting there and you're trying to defend like someone using like a hit stick on Madden 26 to run through to get an offensive rebound, I got a bridge to sell you, and it ain't in Brooklyn. So to me, I definitely think the referees are going to be on notice in regards to how to watch the game early. But there are a couple of guys really quick that we need to talk about. They need to be better. Mikal Bridges never gets into foul trouble. Mikal Bridges has been the best defensive player in the series. He gets 2 fouls in the first 3 minutes of the game. That immediately put them into a hole. Landry Shamet has been shooting the snot out of the ball, had his worst shooting performance of the playoffs. He's going to be better. And then there's Cat. A lot of people say that Cat wasn't aggressive. It was a little bit different. When Cat went inside, you saw them go to almost like a box. Meaning elbow blocks, meaning that when Cat had the ball in the low post, and particularly was getting against Keldon Johnson, wasn't Wemby, he was feeling like he couldn't really get to the basket. I wonder if the Knicks get him in that, what we used to call the Kevin Garnett area, a little bit outside the block, catch it, reverse pivot, shoot it over Keldon Johnson, and try to get Cat going that way.
So, Coach, let me ask you a coach's question here. We can sit here, obviously, on the Knicks side, most of the fans and stuff, officiating. The Knicks had a bad game, look in the mirror, turnovers and all that stuff. How much of that, though, can we give maybe Mitch Johnson, the Spurs, credit in terms of changing the game up a little bit, the different looks that they had, and give us some credit to guys like Harper and Castle and stuff who really stepped up, played a very good game, and how I thought Wembanyama was probably more aggressive defensively, obviously, than the first 2 games, but pretty much what I've seen in the playoffs. He was kind of used differently, I thought. Just want to get your take on that in terms of on the Spurs side of things. What kind of credit can you give them as far as how they, forced the Knicks into playing a bad game?
I thought they did a great job, and I think Mitch Johnson deserves a lot of credit. I also think there was a lot of defensive adjustments. You saw Wemby get more lobs and dunks in the first quarter and a half of Game 3 than in combined Game 1 and Game 2. So they got Wemby loose a little bit offensively, which I think, and listen, when you're as big as he is and you start getting lobs and dunks, all of a sudden you rebound a little bit better, right? You block a little bit more shots, a little bit more active defensively. So I thought they did that. Going into Game 3, guys, I said there were 2 guys, and I talked about this, with Kevin Walsh on Sportsgood over the weekend, and I talked about it with Dan Sileo, and I even talked about it on social media. The 2 guys I was watching for in Game number 3 was Josh Hart and Stephon Castle. I thought Hart was going to get the 3-point shot, which he did, and he has to take and make, right? And even though he's had a poor shooting performance, I think he had his best statistical 3-point shooting season this year. And Stephon Castle, who I think, no disrespect to Harper or Fox or Brunson or Bridges or Hart, Stephon Castle is the most athletically gifted player as a guard in this playoff, in this series. And I don't think it's close. His ability to drive the ball to the basket, guys, and not try to worry about creating contact to get fouls, just going through people. I thought it was something that was very poignant and well done by, let's see, a guy that we saw up here at the Northeast play at UConn.
Yep.
That when he gets downhill and he goes to the basket, he doesn't worry about fouls. Damn it, that kid's hard to stop.
I thought he was their best player in game 3, Coach. I know Wembanyama gets all the flowers and he gets all. Castle was what drove them to win that game in game number 3. Looking at tonight, now, look, we're not coming up with new material here or splitting the atom. Obviously, 3-1 and 2-2 are major differences in a series. What would your concern level be, though, if the Knicks lost tonight and you go from 2-0 to 2-2 heading back to San Antonio for game 5? Do you still feel confident that they can win the series if that's the result tonight?
I think, guys, I'm going to be honest with you. I think the winner of tonight wins the series.
I agree.
I think if you, Mike, there's a difference between being down 0-2, losing 2 on the road, and being up 2-0 and losing 2 at home.
I agree.
Knowing that 2 out of the next 3, it's not like the old school 2-3-2. If it was 2-3-2, I wouldn't call this the series tonight for the Knicks. I would say, all right, if they lost game 4, they still got game 5 at home. If you lose tonight, this is the series, right? So I think becomes really important for New York. I'm one of those people that believe that I think Wemby not getting thrown out may play to New York's hands because they're going to be vicious tonight. And vicious. And I want to make sure I say this out there for anybody listening. If you are a Knicks fan and you are acting a fool and you're fighting Spurs fans, I want the world to hear this. You do not represent the New York Knicks fan base. We have nothing to do with you. And for all those people saying, we can't root for the Knicks because, the way you guys act in the fight. All right, let's go back to Veterans Stadium when Michael Irvin was thought he was paralyzed and those Eagles fans cheered him or booed Santa Claus. Let's pump our brakes here. 10, 20 people don't represent 8 million. But I'm telling you, 10 to 20 people, do me a favor. If you're going to act like excuse my language, an asshole, don't show up. Stay at home. We don't want to see you there.
Coach, good stuff. I agree with everything you just said there. I want to get back to the way the Spurs played defensively against the Knicks in game 3. Keeping Brunson really on the outside and making it hard for him to come in. Obviously, they're making it hard for him to shoot the whole series. How do you approach what the Spurs, much with Mitch Johnson is throwing out there defensively with his assets? Is there something that's maybe standing out going, why aren't they doing this? Why don't they try this? Obviously, against the first 2 wins that the Knicks had, things worked out well. But there does seems to be some quicksand that the Knicks are having. The Yankees, listen to me. It does seem to be. The Yankees are in a lot of quicksand too. It seems to be that there's a bit of quicksand, if you can understand where I'm coming from, as far as the Knicks being able to freely get in towards the boards there and just get basic 2s and just kind of keep going back to back. Even though, obviously a lot of lead changes and everything else. But I'm just seeing that even in game 3, a lot that stood out. What do you see that the Knicks could maybe change from what they have been doing so far in the series?
I'll tell you right now, first things first, if the Yankees are in quicksand, I don't even know what the Mets are. They're in the Bermuda Triangle right now if the Yankees are in quicksand. But in all seriousness, when this was happening and there was too much iso ball and they were picking up Brunson full court with the Atlanta series, they went through Cat. I think they go through Cat. I personally because Champagne's not a strong defensive guard, I don't think Vassell is overly big. I would have, ready for this, Hart and Bridges sometimes bring the ball up the court. What that does is that gives Brunson, you talk about this, guys, a lot as a coach, you try and rest on offense. And when you're picked up 94 feet, it's a lot on you just to get the ball in the offense. Maybe allow some of those guys to bring the ball up the offense, which then in turn means get Brunson on the run. Maybe set a pin down handoff with Cat and get him moving as he gets the ball. That was the big thing that we saw in the beginning of game number 4 versus Atlanta or he would give the ball to Cat. He'd run and either set that, it was either be a flare screen or we set, what we call a flex screen.
Right.
Try to get somebody coming and then cut back to the ball. I think either have him get it up, make some kind of screening action, come back and get it, or have other guys bring the ball up the floor, have him get the ball on a run where it's harder to load up on Brunson. I would let other guys handle the ball in the offense, not only getting into offense, but making Cat the hub and get Brunson on the run.
I like it.
All right, Coach, 3 rapid fires out the door. Number 1, will the Knicks shoot more free throws than the Spurs tonight?
No, because I still think they're a jump shooting team, but it's going to be a lot closer than people think.
Okay, number 2, not Cat or Brunson. Who has the biggest game for the Knicks tonight?
Not OG. The bounce back's going to be Mikal Bridges. Stays out of foul trouble, and then obviously keeps guys in front. And then remember, folks, he's been their best defender. He's going to be key tonight.
And number 3, do the Knicks win tonight?
Knicks win tonight. I think they win by 12 or so points. I expect a really big-time performance. I think Brunson will be markedly better with less shot attempts. The key number when Brunson shoots under 20 shots per game, Knicks are almost unstoppable. More distribution. They play better. Knicks win on tonight. San Antonio wins on Saturday. That sets up the biggest garden party since 1970. Knicks will close out in Game 6 at home.
And number 4, Coach, from me. Do you watch the WNBA?
Oh, Coach does. Oh, yeah.
I absolutely do. I mean, I have the.
Can you give everybody just a little take on who they should be watching right now, and not so much more as individuals, but teams? Maybe give me 2 top teams everybody should be looking at as far as the WNBA right now.
Well, I'll just run through this really quickly. The New York Liberty are kind of playing better, but they've dealt with injuries. Sabrina Ionescu's only played 1 game. They had to work Blanche and Laney Hamilton back. John Quells missed the last couple of games. The New York Liberty are going to be there, provided that Coach DeMarco can get their defense figured out and its rotation because they're secretly deep. The team that's really playing great right now, winners of 8 straight games, are the Minnesota Lynx. I told people before the WNBA draft, the number 1 draft pick should have been Olivia Miles. That girl is a hooper. I know Mark Campbell, the head coach of TC, is one of my close friends. That girl was going to be ready, and they're doing it without Nafisa Collier, arguably one of the top 3 players in the world. When Big Fish gets there, they're going to be rolling. Don't sleep on Vegas. They got to figure out that 4-guard rotation of obviously Chelsea Gray, Jewel Lloyd, Jackie Young, and then Kennedy Carter that signed this year. But Becky Hammer will have them here. But in the end, I still think New York and Vegas, they're the 2 top teams in the W.
Check out Coach James Young, The Coach's Edge with JY on Opening Line Media. Follow him on X at Coach Young NJ. Enjoy the game tonight, Coach. Thanks for jumping on.
Now, I'm going to say this really quick.
Uh-oh.
When the school year ends.
Oh, you coming down?
I mean, I'm looking at that background. I see a spot right there.
That's your chair.
I'm sure, Borrelli's Taproom. I'm sure the food is good. The beer is cold. Have a good time. Pre-game, but make sure you don't pull a Donnie right side. Make sure you're up Carver High by the time the game starts.
Coach, they're setting up a TV out here right now on the outside for you, Coach.
I'll tell you what, if I'd have to go back and do my other job, I'd probably be there right now having a cold one with you guys.
Coach, you are always welcome, man.
Coach,
we look forward to having you here, man. Great.
There he is.
Thanks, guys.
Coach James Young getting ready for Knicks and Spurs. Game number 4 tonight at the Garden. All right, Carver and Cuthbert, Go Sports Radio.
Woohoo!
We are here at Borrelli's Taproom in Long Beach on the island, getting ready for tonight. Paulie, why don't you
Getting ready. That's installing more TVs because that's how many people come down here.
It is the crowds have been so enormous at Borrelli.
Adding outside TVs.
That noise that you hear behind is them putting another television in outside for tonight. And they did. You tell everybody everything that's going to go on at Borrelli's, Paulie. Tell them no.
Woo! Once again, we are broadcasting live from Borrelli's Taproom, located on 912 West Beach Street. Wow. That's crazy. I had a brain fart there, ladies and gentlemen. In Long Beach here, on Long Island, South Shore, baby, New York, home of the New York Knicks, where tonight's going to be the watch party here, sponsored by 1800 Tequila, tons of bucket specials, 2-for-1 pizzas, dollar wings, all kinds of great stuff. And in between the quarters and the halves, DJ TM Select will be here spinning the tunes. You want a Knicks party, watch party, Borrelli's is the place to be at. It's awesome. And get down here early to get your spots because you come a little later and you might be outside watching the game on the patio there, on the sidewalk. New TVs that's going up. All right, tomorrow night is Thursday, which is carnivore night here every week here at Borrelli's Taproom, and $42.99. You get a choice of steak, veal, pork. Comes with a super salad and a dessert. You get bottomless beers and endless wines. Now, the cool thing about Thursdays now, too, is that there's you're going to have live entertainment every Thursday now with Current and Company. And on top of that, tomorrow night, it's also girls' night out, craft night. So Thursday's going to be jamming here tomorrow night. And it is, like I said, every week, carnivore night. Come on down. You can't beat that special. Friday night, Mike might be here. I don't know if he's going to be here, but it's the first USA soccer watch party here at Borrelli's for the World Cup, 9 p.m. The United States versus Paraguay.
I've looked at the 3 games, and I'd say it's like 40% this Friday, and possibly not. I'm working on it.
Right,
one of the USA games I'm coming.
He might be here.
It could be the following Friday because that's later. It's 10 o'clock they're playing again. Oh, no, 2 weeks after that. It's a Thursday night. I'm sorry. The last group stage game against Turkey is a Thursday night at 10 o'clock. I think that's the one that I'm going to come to Borrelli's for because I want to hang out on a Thursday night with Tommy until 1 o'clock in the morning. So that's why I want to go. You're not going to hang and watch USA Turkey group stage game? Come on, Tommy.
I thought you were a huge Turkey fan.
Come on.
Come on, Tom. Anyway, that is Friday night. It's the USA World Cup watch party here at Borrelli's, 9 p.m. Tons of bucket specials, tons of food specials. Great crew here at Borrelli's. And you're also going to have live music by Logan Wally and DJ Taj will be here as well for the Friday night dance party to wrap up the exciting, thrilling USA versus Paraguay game here on Friday night. On Saturday, again, the Knicks will be back here for Game 5 watch party. Sophia Luciano will also provide the live music, and we will have DJ too as well. Probably TM Select will be here too for the Saturday night dance party after the Knicks hopefully crush the Spurs 2 in a row. Keep things rocking here. Now, Sunday Fun Day. It's always a great time down here at Borrelli's, and Mark Campanelli will be here live music at 4 p.m. followed by DJ TM Select for the Sunday Fun Day dance party. And that's just a great weekend you got going on. So you got Knicks, soccer, live music, DJs, food specials, drink specials, everything going on here at Borrelli's this weekend. And just a reminder, as far as the Borrelli's comedy series, Mark Norman's going to be here. His rescheduled date on June 23rd. Freed is sold out on the 29th. Joe List will be here on July 4th. Chris Stefano will be here on August 5th. And just announced, Jim Norton will be here live on Tuesday, July 21st. All tickets for Borrelli's comedy, go to Borrelli'sTaproom.com, click on events, or go to Eventbrite.com and search Borrelli's comedy. And that's what's going on at Borrelli's right here in Long Beach, South Shore.
It is loaded up, man. Loaded up. It's just been so much
the staff here is amazing, and they're very tired because there's just always something going on. They don't get a break. There's no breaks here for us.
I mean, poor Tommy. I just shook him down. He's like, I get off at 7. I go, I don't care. You got to wait here till 10 o'clock on a Thursday night to watch USA and Turkey with me. I mean, I don't care. Come on. Let's go.
Tommy's puts in long hours here.
Tommy does an incredible job.
As soon as his schedule is done, he's out.
Incredible job. He does. All right. A couple things off of what Coach said there for tonight. I do one point he brought up, which I thought is massive for this evening. Bridges is so important defensively for what they do. It is imperative, as Coach just mentioned, he cannot pick up 2 fouls a minute and a half into the game. I mean, it's 2.5 minutes in, and he's already got to go to the bench and miss the rest of the first quarter. They need him out there. Sure, is he not going to always score 20 points a game? No, he's not. But he's so huge defensively. It changes a lot because you know what the one thing that foul trouble caused them the other night? Their role players off the bench have been were very good for them. Not just this whole run in the playoffs, but those first 2 games in San Antonio, Shamet and McBride and all. When guys get in early foul trouble, you have to extend those guys into longer roles and into more minutes and to doing some different things. And it messes up your rotation of, well, I was originally going to take Brunson or Cat out here, but because Bridges has been out, I got to move something. It messes with your whole rotation and causes you to extend guys who normally are good for this amount, and then now suddenly you're asking him to give you this amount. So staying out of early foul trouble for guys like Bridges and Hart and OG, super important tonight, Paulie. That's another thing that's kind of like it goes without saying, but that was something that I thought, and they recovered from it and took a lead in the half in game number 3, but it's still something that can screw up the rest of the night for you.
Yeah, look, I honestly watched that game and I was like, the Spurs played a really good game. They
did. I thought Castle was excellent, as I was saying with Coach. Castle was hearing it that he didn't have a good game 1 and 2 down in San Antonio, and he played awesome in that game.
And he just showed you when you can operate around your nucleus, which is Wemby, right?
Yeah.
And those guys, and like I said, just the lob. Coach was talking to the lob and the layups. Wemby was really, really tough defensively too, man. And he was. As soon as he would make a stop too, the other thing I noticed, he was darting up the court. I don't know if you noticed that, but I caught that, and I thought it stood out a little different from the first couple of games. That is like he would make a defensive play, and he was like he knew possession was turned over, and he was jetting down. So that seems like definitely Johnson had a new game plan as far as their attack
and
bouncing off
and to kind of piggyback off that point that you're making. I think another reason for that was that game the other night was played off of the extra day of rest. Okay, which I thought, and a lot of people thought after game 2 in San Antonio, that it looked like Wemby particular was a little worn down from all the games, and they got the extra day of rest.
He was out painting in Central Park. He was taking it easy. But I'm saying, I think what you're going for is that rest was important for them.
Like after game 2, where it was like, man, he's getting manhandled a little bit physically, and they're not. That extra day sometimes is huge for these guys. There's no extra day for tonight. You're on, you played on Monday, you had the day off, you're playing tonight. I'm interested to see if he still has that same jump or movement, or quick to the other side and things like that you're talking about, not having the extra day of rest between games 3 and 4. That could also be a factor this evening too.
To me, look,
listen, he's a 21-year-old guy. You would think, but it takes a beating down there. I mean, it's a tough.
No, I think the rest thing that you brought up for him is incredibly important, not only for Wemby but the rest of the Spurs. And while that was going on, the intensity of the buildup for game 3 for the Knicks and the pressure.
Yeah.
And I brought it up kind of quickly, and I don't want to make too much light of it, but if you're in New York and you're playing at Madison Square Garden, the hype, there's a mental aspect of that too, first time being in that situation of playing game 3, in the NBA Finals at Madison Square Garden. And it was just shoved in all our faces around the clock. I mean, ESPN and Barkley going on. It was like, and then you had the president coming in, and there was just so much going on, which is just all on top of the Knicks' shoulders. Now, last thing I'll say too is I just think that as far as how the Spurs played, I think it's more of I think that the Spurs just come out the same way that they came out. And it kind of puts it on Brown and the Knicks to have to readjust, because I think the game that the Spurs played in game 3, that's a way they can play for the rest of the series and win the series. If the Knicks, like you said, don't hurt themselves with foul trouble, turnovers, the Knicks are going to have to show something a little different. And again, I don't want to beat on them too much, man. They played amazing. They were tired. They were mentally just probably not there, and they made
wasn't-
a lot of mistakes.
It sometimes can be a detriment that all of that pressure at home with that.
If
with the
you're
way
a
that crowd was
championship
just
team,
jacked up.
you're going to come back tonight, and you're going to probably have one of your best games. If
I expect it to.
you probably have to have your best game.
And it goes to what Coach said too. Like I believe with him on this point. I think whoever wins tonight is going to win the series. And you know, we could talk about pre-series predictions and what we thought. You know, your mind changes off of how the games are played. And if San Antonio won tonight, Paulie, and I don't want them to win. I want all you guys, I know the Knicks fans and everybody down here and everybody to have a good time. But I think if they win 2-2 back to San Antonio, it would be very, very tough to bounce back from that. Tough. Not impossible. Not saying they wouldn't win that, but I
like I said,
generally feel what
everybody
Coach
felt
is
the
saying
series
there.
going to 6-7 games. So whether it's how it is now, 2-1, 2-2, I just feel the Knicks just have to make adjustments. They just have to look in the mirror.
Right.
And I still think that they can win this series. I think the only moment is just don't disrespect the Spurs and what they can give you.
Yeah.
And make sure every basket, every point counts. Like they did in the first 2 games. Like when they did get to the free throw line, they sunk the baskets, and they were huge points towards the last minute of the game. Game 3 didn't happen. Those extra points, obviously missing at the free throw line, killed them. And again, they were off. They were tired. They weren't in it. They played a bad game. Let's forget about it. Let's roll on. I like what Coach Young brought up about Coach Brown deflecting the focus off the players.
Yes.
I think that was a great point. And I think this is the thing. Shake it off. Shake it off.
Shake it up.
Let's go. Play some ball tonight.
Right,
Win a game.
well, then who you got? Who you got? Game 4 tonight.
I got Knicks. I got the Knicks making the adjustments and taking care of business with the home crowd tonight. I really do. And I think look for the Knicks to make sure that they come out on top early tonight. And
they've had some slow starts.
Yeah,
in these games.
they got to change
starts.
that. They can't don't let the Spurs get out to a 7-point lead or 8-point lead here in the first quarter. Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah, look, they had a lead at half the other night. I mean, they did have the lead at halftime, and they just didn't play well in the second half.
But it makes, at this point of the season too, right? Forget about but these guys have put so many miles on their sneakers right now. You don't want to have to always be playing from behind.
No.
Let's get out front for once here and stay out front.
Right? Maybe they will this evening. I think that they do win tonight. I'm going Knicks tonight. That's my who you got. I don't know about this 10, 12-point stuff that Coach was talking. Coach makes it sound like it's going to be
that would be wonderful. I will send a
everybody having an early party late in the fourth quarter.
I'll send a nice bottle of Coach's favorite liquor over to his house if it's done 12-point win by the Knicks tonight.
Well, Coach claims he's going to come down and have a pint with us during the summer once he's done with school. So we're going to get Coach down for a pint. And we'll see how everything goes in that aspect. So Knicks Spurs game 4 tonight here at Borrelli's. Let it fly. Something that's going to be on at Borrelli's in about 20 minutes, Paulie. Yankees Guardians is coming on in about 20 minutes for you. So you know what?
Yeah.
One second.
It's asking us about
All
our
right.
feelings on the referee.
We were talking before you guys came in. We were talking about this a little bit, and I'll bring this back up one more time. I did think some of the stuff the other night wasn't on the up and up, but I don't like blaming losses on refs. I don't like doing it. I understand 24-8 in the second half. I get it. The technical on Brunson was, and they didn't, which right. And they didn't give an after the fact one to Wemby for what he did to Brunson, throwing him down. And I think you will see, because of that and because of what Brown did after the game, talking about it and putting the focus on the refs, I think you're going to see the game called a little differently tonight.
Word on the street is the best official in the game is the head official tonight.
Oh, I didn't see who's the ref. I'm going to get that right now. But, well, you know what, they should, but they got to let the Fosters and the Tony brothers and these other guys get in there. But as bad as it was, Knicks didn't play well either in the second half.
I think that's the most important.
They didn't play well. And for the first time in 2 months, they didn't play well. And that I always put that above the the refs. I don't like blaming them, but there was some stuff that was tough. There was some stuff that was tough to take in the game. I do want to see. Paulie knows that said they named the ref for tonight. Let me see who it is, because unfortunately, Paulie, as you know, in the gambling world that I'm in, I know most of these jokers by name.
Jokers. Is that what they are? Jokers?
Most of them are jokers for this evening. Here we go. Oh, Zach Zarba's doing the game tonight. He is a good ref. So Zach Zarba does a good job. He's one of the better officials in the NBA.
After review.
So will he call Wemby by his nickname like the guy did the other night? Which is what it is. Zarba's good. That'll be a tightly called game tonight. Brothers lets a lot of stuff go. Scott Foster's the extender. I think that he's a really good ref. So that's nice job by the NBA to get somebody who can take care of business.
It's going to be tight tonight. Tight.
So about 20 minutes from first pitch, Paulie, in Cleveland. For the Yankees and the Guardians. How about the Yankees going for a sweep? How about the Yankees winning a series against the team over 500? I thought that they never do that. And they're doing it without Judge?
Don't need him.
Come on.
Stanton, don't need him.
Volpe in the lineup.
Max Fried, don't need him.
Volpe in the lineup again. Shortstop.
What are we?
Cabby and right.
I don't know.
Well, look.
I guess I'm shaking my head because it's like we shouldn't really be surprised. This is just it. But I think there is a bit of mental sickness, or there's something going on here that we just. Is it a cult? Is it like, why is Booney? Why? Why?
I don't know what it is. And for some reason, Cashman and Boone, they refuse to deny that the guy sucks. Like they don't want to do it. I don't know if it's because they don't want it to look bad on them that they have put so much on this guy and he stinks. I don't know what the reasoning is, but they refuse to say this guy isn't the answer. And they continue to run him out there. Now, here's another thing I will say, and I'm sure there's other ways around this you could do it. They're in a spot right now where, like today, they've got Caballero and Wright. You don't have Judge. I guess they don't want to – I understand not wanting to play Spencer Jones today because Parker Messick is a tough lefty, and you probably don't want Jones to face him. That's fine and good. You have Rosario playing third today. You can't put McMahon in because it's a tough lefty. He's a little tied up today with Parker Messick pitching, who's been very good this year for Cleveland, that he's getting some right-handed bats in the lineup. Volpe stinks. He's awful. There's no defending anymore. At least the people who said he could play D, even that's done. How about the throw in the Red Sox game on Sunday? The home plate. Do you know what play I'm talking about? That was when it was still 1-1 before the belly homer late in the game. And there's a relay. And, Paulie, the ball was like 10 feet left of home plate on the relay throw that he had. Last night he gets a ball hit right at him. It basically just went over his glove into the outfield. He stinks.
You know what? I keep forgetting that it's going to be okay.
Well, I've told you that.
He still has the rest of June, July, and August to keep practicing to get better for the fall. So, what else do we look at this? It's like, should we get mad at him, or it's like it's done? He's riding them. He's not going anywhere.
Despite all of this and Judge being out, they have now won 3 in a row. They've won 4 of their last 5. Winning that Red Sox game on Sunday was obviously big for them, getting the late runs. Winning a series against a team over 500, because that's been such a point of emphasis with everybody.
For first with an 8-game cushion.
But I say this to you because the Rays have been bad the last 2 weeks. The Rays.
I told you the Rays were going to sink. I told you
but
that.
Part of it also is look who they're playing, an AL Central team. Nothing turns the frown upside down like when the Yankees play the AL Central. And sure enough, that is what they got. Now they go to Toronto this weekend. Which we'll talk a little bit more about tomorrow.
But the Yanks, they got to beat them because obviously
they have fought their way back to almost 500 now. Blue Jays have.
So tonight's the last game against.
This afternoon they're playing.
Last game against. Then they get a day off. Then they play Toronto.
Correct.
All right. So who's got Toronto?
Toronto's playing the Phillies tonight.
So
they've played the Phillies the last.
And then it'll be Yankees.
Yes.
So if the Phillies can do us a solid tonight, and they win, and we win this afternoon, and then the Yanks are going in for 3 games.
3 games this weekend with Toronto.
This is where you put Toronto out of their misery.
Saying bury him, huh?
Yes.
I mean,
Learn from your mistakes from last year.
if what you said is true and the Yankees won today and Toronto lost, they'd be 9 games up on them with that weekend series starting. And if they won 2 out of 3, they could put them to double digits. That would get
Sweep
it to 10.
Got to sweep them.
You and the sweeps. You can never just
Have to sweep
there's
them.
nothing wrong with
They got to finish the sweep today, and they got to sweep the Jays.
2 out of 3.
They're the New York Yankees.
You're so greedy.
Unacceptable.
Just this is
Anything but winning.
Long year. They're not playing the Rockies this weekend. They're playing the Blue Jays.
How the Rockies doing?
2 out of 3. Rockies stink. Man, if they gone south. 25-42.
Woo!
And
they were looking good.
They are fighting their last
in
10.
May.
They're playing better than the Mets recently. The Mets lost to the Cardinals last night.
Yeah, I kind of caught a lot of that game. Both games work last night up on the TVs. And, yeah, something stinks there in Flushing. There's no doubt about it.
I'll tell you what, and this is all I'll say. And we haven't spent a lot of time on them the past couple of weeks because of the Knicks run. And
can we also
the
talk
Yankees
about
played.
Soto not running that ball out?
You love clips like that.
Oh, man.
When you make $800 million, you don't have to hustle. That's just not. You don't have to.
They should.
You've already got the $800
somebody
million.
meet him with a wheelchair and wheel him up there.
That was a bad look because if you busted, and the reason why that clip does, the guy bobbled it at second base, and if you hustle the whole time, you're gonna get there.
You're supposed to hustle on everything. Line drives.
This isn't little league. These guys make a lot of money. We don't want anybody getting hurt, so that's why we can't.
Juan Solo. It's all about him.
This is all I'll say.
You can have him.
This is the only thing I wanted to bring up with you about the Mets today.
The only thing? We're not going in depth?
This Peralta.
Yeah.
Who they traded for in the offseason.
Yeah.
Thought was going to be the big anchor of their staff.
No bueno.
They offer him this huge extension before the season, and he declines. Says, I'm going to bet on myself, and I'm going to go make more money, whatever.
Yeah,
well, guess what, Freddie? Big mistake.
Yeah.
This guy sucks.
Yes.
He's been awful this year. Every time. And look at he was so bad last night. The Mets are actually coming off like a little bit of juice over the weekend against San Diego. Like they actually won. And this guy comes home, first game of a homestand, and he gets bombed by the Cardinals. Peralta has been awful. If I were the Mets, I would try to get anything you can for him right now, between now and the deadline, and get him out of town. Finished.
You might only get a couple of programs, a bag of bowls, and a voucher for some hot dogs. That's just point. I don't know, man.
You might not get you get something more than you'll get in the offseason, which is nothing.
Oh, man. Mets is still in last place in the East, huh? Well, what's that wild card looking? That's the number.
Well, I always give that to you.
That's the number, the wild card.
What are they from the third wild card?
Let's see.
They're only 5 games out. It's like
5 games out of the wild card.
Again, you win 20 out of 30, and suddenly you're in the third wild card in that spot.
Meet the Mets.
They're not out of it. They're not out of it.
Come on out. That's why I'm singing the song. Come on out. Fans got to keep coming out. They're only 5 games out. Bring your kiddies. Bring your wife.
Anything can happen.
Guaranteed to have the time of your life.
Anything can happen.
Except for last night, the Mets were not really hitting that ball.
They looked awful last night.
Smoked. I feel bad for the kids that were in the stands last night. They were showing a lot of the kids in the stands.
There was people there?
Yes, there were.
Wow.
7-0 drubbing.
Peralta, man,
Awful.
is he a loser?
Awful.
He's just
your number one guy in the mound.
Tonight they will send they're bringing up Austin Warren to start tonight against Andre Palant for the Cardinals. Good luck. God bless and good luck. Mets, how are the Mets favored tonight? It's their favorite. It's 136. Oh, that's Cardinal money. Bet the Cardinals tonight, Paulie.
A couple of bucks.
Give me a couple of bucks. Bet the Cardinals tonight against the Mets. Against them. All right, Carver and Cuthbert, Go Sports Radio here at Borrelli's Taproom in Long Beach. On the island, it's doors open Wednesday before Knicks Spurs Game 4 tonight. This place will be jumping. Any reservations left, Tommy?
Yeah, we have tables outside available.
Tables outside available. Inside is sold out.
Tommy, how many TVs are getting added outside?
Just 2. We got one right behind you.
Just
your left,
2.
And then one out the outside.
And this is also in anticipation of when they win the title. And Mike promised me that you're going to have Beach Street closed off so that you can have a big party out here on Beach Street. With
Post-parade party.
the city manager. Mike is now the city manager, and he's getting the permits to close down Beach Street for there to be a big party when the Knicks win the NBA championship.
Buddy, I can't wait until
So-
Borrelli's becomes a rooftop, buddy. That's what I want.
Oh, yeah. All right. Let's take a break, and we'll come back and do the hockey. How about that? You feel good with that?
Yeah,
Can
absolutely.
I think I'm going to get a beverage today or something in that aspect. I'm feeling better today.
You got
I'd
it.
like to
Let's
maybe
do it.
try to do that. All right, Carver and Cuthbert, Go Sports Radio, Borrelli's Taproom in Long Beach on the island. We'll come back. What a Stanley Cup final we have had so far between the Hurricanes and the Golden Knights. We'll do that. And as much as Paulie doesn't want to hear it, World Cup starts tomorrow. Let's go, baby. Come on. We're back after this. And we are back. Carver and Cuthbert, Go Sports Radio, here from Borrelli's Taproom in Long Beach. On the island, doors open, Game 4, NBA Finals Wednesday. Tommy, Knicks win tonight?
Yeah, Knicks win.
That's Tommy.
They lose Game 5, Knicks in 6. That's my take.
That was my prediction.
No, you said
No.
7.
No, that was my new updated Knicks won the first 2 games in San Antonio
updated.
prediction. I think they win tonight. They lose Game 5. They win Game 6.
All right. Well,
Tommy's with me. I like it, Tommy. Should we put a bet on it? No.
let's go, Knicks. Here's to the crew in the chat room.
There you go.
Join us
Good
as
to have
always.
everybody with us today. All right, there we go. Okay, Stanley Cup Final. This has been, Paulie, and we've watched a lot of hockey in our lives. It's a game that me and you obviously grew up loving. We love the NHL. We love the Stanley Cup Final. We love everything about it. I cannot remember, and maybe you can refresh my memory if there's someone that I'm forgetting. I cannot remember a crazier, wilder first 4 games than what we have had between Carolina and Vegas so far. And it's 2-2 going back to Carolina after the 5-3 win by the Canes last night. And this is another one. I know I don't always love doing the I said it, but when it's something that I felt really strongly about, I like to tell everybody that I said it. I told you that eventually that Freddie Anderson was going to get yanked out of that net, and that someone would have would eventually expose him for the fraud that he is. And sure enough, the Knights did that in this series to where he wasn't even dressed last night as the backup. But that's on the side.
Mm-hmm.
Can you recall a wilder, crazier, more fun first 4 games of a Stanley Cup final than what we have had here, with seemingly no 2 or 3 goal lead being safe, wild back and forth, insane third periods? Paulie, it's been incredible so far this series.
It has.
But
no, look, they're just not 2 of my favorite teams. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, fine. I understand it's not sexy with these two. I get it from a historic standpoint and all of those things. No one likes Vegas. Carolina stole the whale. I understand all of that. But put that aside. The hockey's been tremendous.
Yes. And it's funny you say what series we're thinking about. And I got to be honest with you, one series that I remember very well was the 2006 Stanley Cup Finals, which also included Carolina.
And maybe that's why I don't remember it, because it was Carolina, Edmonton.
And Edmonton. But that series went 7. That was unbelievable.
Yeah.
And it was a great series. Look, it's great stuff. I am really, I guess, giving respect to Carolina and impressed with the way they've played these last 2 games. And at the same, really kind of disappointed in the fact that how Vegas has kind of just trended down.
Right.
And I didn't expect that. We were talking to Liam last week, and I just kind of felt that Vegas was just going to have too much, and that Carter Hart was going to outplay Freddie Anderson, which you haven't. Bus was unbelievable. He's just a great fill in there, and it changes everything. It just has changed everything because the kid has played very well. But let's give credit to the Canes and Brindamore. They're giving it back, man. They are. Yeah. That's one thing that the Avalanche did not do to Vegas. They weren't able to just push back. And again, Carolina goes up in this game last night, and Vegas comes back.
Yeah.
So you're sitting here, you're going, yeah, I get it. It's a wild series. But I was going to mention it before, but when you brought up how important, like the difference now, 2-2 going back 2-2 or 3-1. This, I believe, is trouble for Vegas right now.
I agree.
And especially because the goaltending situation changed. Now, that doesn't mean they have a great game in Game 5, whatever. And then also means, what's the say? It's season. It's not to say that Eichel, who hasn't really put the points up too much in this series, he might turn it on. Marner, Stone, these guys, they still have the weapons, Vegas. So you just win the next game, right, and you bring it back to Vegas, and maybe this is done in 6 anyway. But
right,
definitely fair play to the Canes. And yes, it's a lot of goal scoring. You got to love that. And so in that aspect, yes, it's a great Stanley Cup series. Does it match up to some of the ones that I've grown up watching as a kid? I'm not really feeling that.
All right. Well, look.
And bravo, by the way, we'll give credits too, because I always dig this, even though we laugh because it's not NFL numbers. But the ratings have been pretty damn good.
They have. Now, is that because of this continued playoff wave that someone like our buddy DB brought up at the beginning, that they've ridden the wave of the United States winning the gold in February, and that the excitement level of people enjoying hockey has caused this? Or do you think it's just the games have been so damn good that people are jumping in?
I think, and I've seen a lot of people give ESPN the business, but being a guy who's got SportsCenter on or got McAfee on during the week.
Thank you for reminding me about this. Go ahead.
Okay. The coverage and the discussion,
thank you,
and the talk about hockey is on a higher level than it's ever been. It has been very much included in the conversation, which it never passed. So I think the NHL is finally benefiting from a massive network with massive reach that's actually giving content and hyping up the sport and the game. And I think that's why the ratings are going up.
And you're right. And I would like to throw the bouquets also, because a lot of people in our lifetime, and this is when ESPN had hockey before, and since ESPN has gotten hockey back.
It was on the Deuce.
Well, that was, back in the day, and we know NHL Tonight and all those things. since they've gotten it back the last couple of years, there's been a lot of criticism of them, and rightfully so, I believe, because there is times where they have disregarded it. I think that they've made some poor decisions on some of their announcing crews. I think they've made some poor decisions on some of the things that they have done. But I will give them credit just like you did. I forget exactly which game it was. It was game 2 or 3. I don't know which one it is. But the game was on ABC. They told you, go to ESPN for some post-game, which they never do hockey to lead SportsCenter on ESPN.
Mm-hmm.
And Van Pelt does, obviously, the weeknight show.
Yep.
And I flipped it over just to say, you know what? Let me see what they got here. I go over. Van Pelt did, I think, 12 solid minutes out of the game.
And now he has Oshie.
Now, 12's a lot. And inside of that 12 minutes, he had Oshie at the desk with him.
Mm-hmm.
And Oshie, he's like their guy now, and he's doing a great job. And I think it might have been the night Howden, maybe it was the night Vegas one, because I think Howden was on with him on the SportsCenter after with the headset in the hall. They did a good 12 to 15 minutes out of the game with Van Pelt, their main guy, actually talking hockey with Oshie and a player for 15 minutes. And some would say that's not enough, and TNT will give you an hour with Wayne and Henrik and all that. And I get that. They will.
Yeah, but TNT, as far as their reach.
They have time and nothing else to put on. So they're going to go an hour with Liam and Wayne and Henrik and Carter and all those guys. They can and Biz, and they'll do an hour. And that's obviously an extensive, great post game that they do. But for ESPN to actually do 15 minutes with Van Pelt and Oshie and a player, I thought at least that's better than what they usually give.
12 minutes on ESPN is 10 times better than an hour and a half.
At 11
on
o'clock
TNT.
and 11 East on a weeknight is for them to give him that much time. I thought was.
I think they've tied it in all very well. The ESPN crew is great. Levy, Mess, and PK is stirring the business there with his outfits and everything, but it's all part of it. I think Weeksy and I think the ESPN crew has been great as well too. Now, I don't know if we can find this out, but if you remember, I think back at the beginning of the baseball season, I think it was a game in San Diego or San Francisco where they went to do a promo for the NHL during the game. And if you remember, the commentator said hockey. I didn't watch the hockey.
Yeah,
or he
yeah,
made,
I know
it
what
made it made ESPN look really
bad. Yeah.
And I don't know if there was a memo that went out, but we as hockey fans, we are seeing this.
We appreciate it.
And, no, I'm saying, but we have seen the change.
Yeah, I've seen a little bit of a change, and they did make some changes to some of their announcing decisions and other things.
Lucky
that
the
they have
NFL's
made.
not on right now.
And I will say, Sean McDonough is a big game voice. He's been a big game voice for a long time. Not all the way there when they made him the top hockey guy, because I think that Bob Wischusen is one of the best hockey guys ever, and Bob's the number 2 for the ESPN hockey. And when Bob does play, I mean, he knows the game so well. Bob's done games here in the New York area forever. Like, he's such a hockey guy that he lives.
His name is forgetting me right now, but the kid from the Islanders.
Brendan Burke's on TNT, and he's incredible.
Fantastic.
He's incredible. But even McDonough has.
Yeah, I like him.
He's done enough hockey now to where he's in on the moments. Like, he's good with some of these calls, and he's always been an excellent college football guy. And he did Monday Night Football forever, and he's done. I think it was a little weird for him to be the top hockey guy, and he's actually. I've gotten into him doing it. He's not Bob. I think Bob's the best that they have, but.
Well, look, if you're, awesome. I mean, we're obviously getting a treat on the basketball side, having Mike Breen do the Knicks,
right?
Right. But if if not your team broadcasters doing the game, as long as you get a guy that's kind of like right down the middle and just calling and giving you excitement on both sides of the.
Here's how you know that Mike Breen. Here's how you know that Mike Breen is so good at his job. He is one of the very few national announcers that, listen, he's a Knick announcer. He does the Knick games on MSG, and you don't hear the complaining nationally that he's rooting for the Knicks. He's so damn good that people just because Breen is the best. Whereas with baseball, that loser Joe Davis who calls the Dodger games makes it so obvious when he's calling the World Series that he's rooting for the Dodgers. Whereas Breen does an excellent job being so down the middle. And look, if the Knicks hit a game-winning shot in this series, are you going to get some double, triple bang out of Mike Breen? Yes, of course you're going to. But he does such a good job that people aren't going to get mad at him. Oh, he's the Knick announcer. That's why he did that. He would do it otherwise. He did it when the Warriors and the Cavs were playing 10 years. He's so good. Joe Davis is a slug. What he done in the World Series last year, the Dodger homer that he is.
Speaking of the World Series, did you see Cole barreling towards first base yesterday?
I did see that. I did see that.
Oh, that's some funny shit. Oh, man.
So there you go. You even got me in on announcers now. Now, let me ask you this about this series going forward.
Mhm.
They're playing Game 5 tomorrow night. No extra travel day. Very long trip, Vegas to Carolina. Although, listen, as we like to say nowadays, these guys travel pretty comfortably. All right? This is not 30 years ago where they're slumming on a commercial flight. I mean, they're chartered, beautiful planes that these guys are flying in. But that's still for the body type and the beating that these guys have been taking for 2+ months. Not having the extra day, what are you expecting Carolina tomorrow for Game 5?
Carolina's just got to come out and I think if they get Vegas early, I mean, it's, Vegas coming back, and look, like I said, both teams have shown that they're both capable to come back from down 2 or 3 goals. It's been unbelievable. So how do you really kind of, you could put up the obvious stuff, home game, Bus playing well and that's for them, changes things, but Stoll playing well, Ellis playing well, defensively, they've played better. But then again, it's not perfect for either team. I can't remember the kid who got hit face with the puck the other night. How much is that?
McNabb?
Yeah. How is that much playing on Torch's whole system there?
Right.
Look, I haven't been able to kind of fine tune in on the series. I don't know how Brind'Amour exactly is really. I mean, Marner and Eichel obviously not on the score sheet last night. But Marner, a big part of game.
We didn't even talk about that. How about that Game 3 that he had with the hat trick
and they almost lost that game,
which would have completely washed that performance away.
So you look at that too, right? So 2 overtime games, right? Prior to that, so Carolina is really there. They are there, and I think I alluded to saying that there's something about the Wolves that the Torch has turned these guys into, but they kind of looked a little sheepy there. Towards the end of the game is once Stahl got that, and Torch brought it up in the press conference that it was like a free goal.
Yeah.
Stahl's on his back, and you could see all of Vegas's guys are in the corner. You have 4 guys in the corner,
right?
And he just flips that in and beats Hart there. So,
2 things there. Number 1, this is the last game in the series that won't have the extra day. So when they go back to Vegas for Game 6, they're getting 2 days off. Friday, Saturday, Sunday night is Game 6.
Okay.
And if there's a Game 7 in Carolina, 2 days off, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday night. So next Wednesday, Paulie, we could be here for a Game 7 of Carolina Vegas in the Stanley Cup Final, which would be awesome. Next, good start for Rodon here. He's already given up a homer to Angel Martinez. Good start, Rodon, here in the afternoon. So 1-0 Guardians in the afternoon hours. I can't stand Rodon. You know that.
Carlos.
Eddie in Columbus chimes in the chat box.
Okay.
No more sexy Cup final matchups now that Detroit and Chicago are in the Eastern Conference. I've got bad news for you, Eddie. Chicago is still in the Western Conference.
What is this? Is this something I'm supposed to know?
Oh, the cognac? What? I think we were talking about how Carolina Vegas isn't a sexy historical matchup. Now that Detroit and Chicago. So Detroit is in the East, Eddie. You're right.
I understand.
But
all right, now I know
Chicago is still in the West. So you could still get Chicago Rangers, Chicago Montreal,
I hate to tell you,
Chicago,
if Detroit was still in the West, they ain't making the playoffs or doing anything anyway. I haven't done it for years, and it doesn't look like anything's going to happen
they've been
there.
bad, Eddie.
What's this? Oh, we got to talk about the Kings have hired DeBoer.
Well,
the boring guy, not DeBoer.
I would like to say 2 things about
And now
this.
Babcock might be going to Edmonton. What the hell's going on around here?
Now, again, first of all, Peter Laviolette, God bless him. No one should be still hiring Peter Laviolette to be their head coach. And number 2,
Kings.
the NHL deserves everything they get with this Babcock stuff. Because guess what, Paulie? All they needed to do was step in and tell Vegas, let Cassidy go talk to Edmonton. And they didn't do it. And now they're going to go hire Babcock, and they're going to have to deal with all this other nonsense.
Well, can't do it now because now the NHLPA has asked them to do an investigation
because which they had dropped when he quit in when Columbus hired him for a month. They dropped it, and now that Edmonton wants to hire him, they're going to bring it back in. He deserves it because they should have went to Vegas and said, enough. Just let the guy, you fired him, let him go coach somewhere else.
In any capacity. Hey, let me see your phone and see some pictures of your family. Right there. Done. I don't want to hang out with you, let alone you coach my hockey team.
It is it's a bad scene for them. And listen, Babcock.
Really? Laviolette in LA?
I can't imagine. I can't believe you would hire.
Please. Where are the young coaches?
Laviolette.
Give me a young coach. Give me an AHL coach. Give me somebody.
I don't disagree with you.
Put Laviolette running golf tournaments for the NHL alumni system.
Speaking of one last thing.
And Blake went to Nashville GM there.
I know you watch. I forgot to bring this up when we did the baseball. Have you seen these games in Vegas the last couple nights with the A's and the Brewers?
They've been playing in Vegas?
They're in Vegas.
Oh, I have no idea.
So obviously the A's are moving to Las Vegas in a couple of years. And the A's have been playing in Sacramento since then.
They staged a couple games in Vegas?
So this week, these two homestands, 3 against the Brewers.
So they haven't done it yet.
No, the last 2 nights they've been in Vegas.
So how's it been going?
Monday night, 11 homers in the game.
What about the attendance?
Attendance was great.
Where are they playing?
At the minor league where the Vegas minor league team plays, that's in the Pacific Coast League.
Okay.
So it's not a big stadium, doesn't hold a lot, but they've had good crowds the last couple nights. My thing is, the ballpark is just a launching pad. They've had 17 homers over the last 2 nights.
Tweeting that
You know, I tweet about homers a lot. So 17 homers the last 2 nights in Las Vegas between the Brewers and the A's. I'm interested because when they go there in a couple of years, are they going to do anything to that ballpark that they're going to put on the old side of the Tropicana to negate that, prevent that? Like, that is the amount of offense. They scored 29 runs Monday night. The game was 14. What was the final of the game? 15-14 on Monday night, and last night was 7-5. They let down a little bit. But the ball just flies out of the place. It's the second highest sea level after Colorado, and it's 90 degrees with the wind blowing out.
And it's a dry heat.
Dry heat, no humidity. I mean, the ball just zooms out of the place. I think it's awesome. I love it. I would never want to pitch for that team.
I don't think there's going to be too many day games in Vegas.
Be a little hot in the summer,
but they are
in April and September.
Going to be air conditioning.
The one they're building on the Trop is going to have a roof, so it's not out open air.
No, but the one they're building in Vegas, the new stadium,
the new one that they're going to be in is going to have a roof. The one they're playing in this week does not. The minor league is an open field, minor league little.
Well, those guys, they play there every year, so I guess they,
Yeah, I think it's cool. I've had fun with the Vegas stuff the last couple.
I still can't believe they're not in Oakland anymore. But I'm just a young kid who grew up in the 70s and the 80s. And
now, last thing before we get out of here for today.
Same thing with the Raiders.
We'll be back tomorrow, of course.
There's more to talk about.
Well, we're
not talking about the World Cup, are we?
Into this, man, like, it's the world's game. It's such a great thing, and it's here in the United States and Canada and Mexico. Like, the World Cup starts tomorrow, Paulie. Like, you got to get jacked up for this.
Well, I heard
I'm super excited.
Certain players can't get in. Certain referees haven't been able to get in.
I haven't seen anything about a player.
I have.
The ref, yes. I saw the story with the Somali ref.
There's going to be nobody at the games.
Well, I don't know. Like, we discussed this a few weeks ago. I would love to go to a game at MetLife. I don't even care who's playing.
Out of your mind?
I would love to go to a World Cup game at MetLife, but I don't want to give up a kidney to do it. Like, France against Senegal was like the cheapest ticket was like $900.
I will tell you this. All right, so I have seen a World Cup game there in '94. Yes, I was there for Holland.
Classic.
I was there for Holland and Ireland,
and then the classic Ireland-Italy game. Did you?
Wasn't there for that one.
Okay.
I was there for Holland.
A lot of the family was at that one.
And I've also seen Manchester United play there when they've done the friendly tours.
Okay, well,
so I will tell you what I'm going to tell you.
But before you do, remember the game you went to in '94 was at the old.
That's the old
Giant Stadium. Yes, which is probably better than the new MetLife.
But the Manchester United game was at MetLife. But I'm going to be straight up honest here. The pitch was beautiful. It was really sight lines and everything were great for the game. It really was. So when I go, oh come on, what are you going to go see? I mean, just the fact that it's the World Cup soccer.
I'd love to go to a game. I don't care who's playing.
But the soccer experience there, as far as watching the game there, is pretty good.
Well, Brazil, Morocco, 6 o'clock on Saturday. If you have a spare $1,500 laying around, you can sit in the upper deck.
Can we bring up the Blue Dot Fever? Is it selling?
Do you know is there an app that tells you that? If people
Well, we
are
just go to
actually buying
Ticketmaster, I
tickets or
guess,
not?
right? I mean,
Whatever your ticket broker of choice is that what I guess you could say? So MetLife, let's see if it's
you're
gone
quicker
down.
on this.
I got it already.
Get the stadium.
So now the cheapest ticket. Oh, now it's $2,000 for the cheapest ticket. Sitting downstairs, $4,800.
They've actually sold a lot of tickets.
Look, it's empty. I mean, there's no tickets to buy.
No, see, this is great. That gray is sold.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's pretty good. All right. And now this is going to be a great game. This Brazil-Morocco game on Saturday.
Really, is Morocco that good?
They were
You're going to tell me Morocco
They were semi-finalists in Qatar 4 years ago.
Look at the countries they play. Come on.
Stop. You don't know the game. You don't know the teams. You're just saying that.
Exactly. You're going to tell me the Morocco division is good?
What do you mean division? They're the last World Cup, they were one of the last 4 teams left.
Because they had an easy road.
Oh, stop.
Come on.
Well, they're not giving easy road Saturday. They're playing Brazil. Okay?
And what? Germany's out on the West Coast? Where's England?
France, Senegal.
Where's
on
France?
Next Tuesday.
When are the big teams playing? The teams that are going to be in the
MetLife has Brazil, Morocco, France, Senegal, Norway, Senegal, Ecuador, Germany, Panama, England. Those are their first round group stage matchups that are at MetLife. I'd love to go to the England game, and let's see what that would cost me. Actually, $830 for the Panama game.
A bag of shells.
It's unfortunate.
You can bring your string of Peloponnese with you.
I'm excited, and tomorrow I will give you.
I'm not.
My picks.
We're gonna do picks.
I'm not gonna go through the whole. I'll give you some broad generalizations of what I think can happen. I'm excited.
Let me ask you up front. Group. No iPhone here. Can you name 5 guys on the U.S. team?
Yes.
Come on.
Christian Pulisic, Fowler and Balogun, Brendan Aronson, Matt Turner.
All right, you've already impressed me.
Okay, Gio Reyna.
Impressed me. And who's the manager?
Mauricio Pochettino.
Sounds American to me.
He's not, and he's a very good manager, and he's leaving after the World Cup. He'll probably be
now, does he have American citizenship?
No, you do not need that to be the coach.
Come on.
This is like when the Italian guy was the Ireland coach. Remember that Trapattoni? He was the Ireland coach that time? Man, did he run them into the ground. Ugh. That Trapattoni.
So you give him a shot against Paraguay here on Friday night?
I think they're going to win the group.
And who's in the group with them?
Paraguay, Australia, and Turkey.
They will finish last in the group.
Would you stop? You don't know anything about it.
I don't need to know. It's the United States of America.
They can win
soccer.
the group. They'll lose in the knockout.
Now, if the
like
women's soccer was playing in the Men's World Cup, I would say they would be the favorites. They've always had a fantastic program.
They're an excellent.
They don't get enough flowers, enough credit. They've won so many World Cups.
Would they go farther than the men's team if you replaced them in this tournament?
Yes, I do believe so.
It's possible. It's possible. They're really good.
Much.
They're damn good. I mean, they win all the time. They always win. But I will tell you this about the American team going into this World Cup. This is the best collection of talent that they have ever brought to a World Cup. They used to only have 1 or 2 players who would even dream of playing in the English Premier League or in any league that's good in Europe. They have 8 guys, 9 guys who all play in the highest levels in Europe now.
What are they at the bottom of the league?
No, Christian Pulisic is one of the best players in the Italian league. Tyler Adams plays in the English Premier League. He's a great player. Weston McKennie also on Juventus in the Italian league. He's a great player. Fowler and Balogun's in the French league. He's on a top team and plays the champ. They have elite talent for once. Now, does that mean that they can beat, a Dutch or a Germany no? When the money gets put on the table, they'll probably, and I'll tell you the reason why, because their goaltending stinks.
Wow.
Okay. Eddie wants to know, can you name 5 players total of all World Cup teams, not just the United States? Can you name 5 players in the entire World Cup? Come on. There's 2 you should know just automatically.
This year's World Cup?
Automatically, 2 guys that are their names. You should know the names. You don't even know. You don't even have to tell me what country they play for. There's at least 2 guys who should know.
You're asking the guy who's not interested to name guys in the World Cup.
Two soccer. You can't give me 2 soccer player names.
I don't know who started.
Just 2 that have been around for decades. They're both playing in their 6th World Cup this year. You're telling me you can't give me 2 names?
Franz Dukenstein.
Oh, stop. Don't do that. You know, don't play along. Give me 2 names.
I don't. I'm not interested.
You never heard of Messi before? Come on. Don't just laughing. You know damn well
he's washed up
Lionel
playing in the
Messi
MLS.
is. And don't tell me you don't know Ronaldo either. You know Cristiano Ronaldo.
He's
and
washed
Lionel
up
Messi.
playing in Saudi Arabia. Come
Please,
on.
they've been around for
Give me a
20
break.
years. You've
Washed
heard,
up.
you know who they
Done.
are.
Done.
They're playing in their 6th
They're
World
not going
Cup.
to last in the heat here in the humidity.
You don't know
Come on.
Christian Pulisic for the United States team by now?
Come
Come on.
I told you. It's not Manchester
Mbappe,
United.
the guy's the best player in the world right now.
Yeah, he's all right.
Harry Kane.
He's a stiff.
He's a stiff. Neymar. Come on.
He's still playing.
He's always hurt. That's
Exactly.
the problem with
Thank you
Neymar.
very
He's
much.
always
Yeah.
hurt. But they have a really good Vinicius Jr. They got a good squad.
I tell you what,
so-
you know what I'll be watching for? All the flip-flopping and the falls and the
I didn't
pain
realize
and the
I'm over
fake,
here.
all this
I'm
stuff.
over. I gotta get
That's
out.
the
I'm
other
over.
horrible thing about the World Cup.
All right.
I can't bump anybody. You stepped on a landmine.
It's John Johnson. That's great.
All right.
All right. We're back tomorrow.
Yes.
12:30 tomorrow?
Yes, we're going to do a 12:30 start tomorrow.
12:30 tomorrow.
Delayed start so I can find out who's playing in the World Cup.
You got to do
And
your
I'll make some
homework because
notes.
tomorrow, first game, Mexico, South Africa, 3:00 East. All
Go
right?
Morocco, go.
Morocco Saturday against Brazil. So last thing, Knicks win tonight. Yes.
Yes.
We're back tomorrow. Carver and Cuthbert, Go Sports Radio, Borrelli's Taproom. And wait, I didn't do this a second time before you leave. Tell everybody what's happening. I almost forgot.
All right, once again, wrapping up the show here at Borrelli's. Located at 912 West Beach Street here in Long Beach on Long Island in New York, baby. Home of the Knicks. Speaking of Knicks, brought to you by 1800 Tequila. Tonight here at Borrelli's, the watch party. 2-for-1 pizzas, dollar wings, tons of bucket specials, games. Now not only on every TV inside, but I just saw them, 2 massive TVs outside. So come on down. Loads of space here to watch the game tonight. Watch party. And then DJ TM Select will be here as well, too. Now, tomorrow night is Thursday. It's carnivore night. Don't forget, $42.99. Come in for Borrelli's. You get a choice of steak, veal, or pork, super salad, a dessert, endless beers, endless wines, bottomless beers, bottomless wines, however you want to call it. You come down here at $42.99. You got the works here. All right. In addition to that, Current and Company live music Thursday now. And tomorrow night, even more special. It's out craft night here at Borrelli's. In addition to all that down on night, it's the U.S. Soccer watch party here at Borrelli's as they take on the mighty Paraguay. So come on down, run tons of drink specials, bucket specials, food, all that stuff. And Logan Wally, we hear live too. Talk to play in between or before the game, all that other stuff. And DJ Taj will be here after that. Saturday, Knicks watch party returns here to get that. And the wonderful Sophia Luciano will be playing live here as well too, followed by the Saturday night dance party. On Sunday, Fun Day, live music with Mark Campanelli at 4 p.m. and then DJ TM Select. All the great Sunday Fun Day specials. Come off the beach, come down to Borrelli's and have a great time. Comedy nights coming up. Mark Norman, June 23rd. Free to sold out on June 29th. Joe List will be here on July 4th. And then Chris DiStefano on August 15th. And just announced Jim Norton here on July 21st.
Jim Norton?
Yes. And then next week, the return of Music Theme Nights here on Wednesdays with Yacht Rock Night. 80s Nights coming up here, too, as well. So we got all kinds of great stuff going on here at Borrelli's, Borrelli'sTaproom.com, and Eventbrite.com. Search Borrelli's Comedy for all the shows.
All right, 2 things before I go.
Hold
Number
on,
one.
one last thing. Don't forget, anytime you come down to Borrelli's, mention the CNC podcast, and you get a free Miller Lite draft. Boom.
How about that? Jazz with a 2-run triple, and then he scored on an error. So 3-1 Yankees here in Cleveland. They get the runs right back. Number 2.
Getting out of the quick shot.
Eddie in the chat brings up Ecuador will be the World Cup. This year's Morocco. Best defense in the world. Eddie, I already have a bet in on Ecuador to concede the least amount of goals in the World Cup at 12-1. So I agree with Eddie. I think Ecuador will be a very good defensive team. How about that? Concede the least amount of goals at 12-1. There's always a betting angle around it for me, Paulie.
It's not a big
And
bet
I found
because
it
they don't
there.
score a lot of goals in the World Cup.
We're back tomorrow. Talk about Knicks Spurs Game 4 tonight. We'll have the Game 5 in Carolina tomorrow night. And yes, the start of the World Cup tomorrow
Yay.
here on Carver and
We got to get
Cuthbert.
Bernstein in here too and talk about the
Get
exciting
Den-
Laviolette
Get Denny in
Kings.
between his flight.
Let's
Get
go.
him in here. All right. Carver and Cuthbert, Borrelli's Taproom in Long Beach on the island. Enjoy the game tonight. We'll see you tomorrow.